Hello. Hold on, there's a hair. How come every time I get in here I see hair? Anyways, I wanted to share what happened last night. We went to Orlando to a training with my company, and there was 1,200 people in the room. So we were on this row, 5 of us, and there was these ladies behind us that, oh my word, would not stop talking loudly. I mean, like carried on full conversations the whole time that we're trying to listen. And we, all of us were like looking at each other, and we're like, and people around are looking at them, we're looking at them. We really didn't want to say anything because we could tell they were kind of confrontational, so we were kind of hesitant on saying anything, but it was seriously enough to drive you crazy. And, we were wondering why they were even there, because they could not have heard a thing that was being said. But the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm like telling God, okay, I know that you're teaching me something. What are you trying to, what is the lesson? I even told my friends I was there with, I'm like, surely this will be a closet lesson. I just got to find it. I don't know what it is. The whole 4 hours we were there, we still did not know what the lesson was. It was just ridiculous. I felt almost like, I was going to lose my Christianity on them. It was just so annoying. Well, this morning, I was still up, in my journal time and praying and all, and I'm like, there had to be a lesson involved. I know there was something. Yes, they were rude, and it was very aggravating, but, I don't really think the lesson was on patience because, they were rude. It shouldn't have been, it wasn't like waiting in line for, to be checked out and to, deal with patients like that. But as I was talking to God this morning, He kind of revealed what I feel like probably was the lesson. And before I tell y'all that, let me skip back to a story we heard last night. Our social media guy, John Eric, he was telling us about that a lot of times we don't have problems. It's our perspective, how we see them. And he told us a story about his daughter that was 3 weeks old, and she was sleeping a lot, and they just thought she slept a lot, and they were like, oh, a baby that sleeps a lot. Well, what they found out was her heart was shutting down. It wasn't pumping oxygen to the part of her body, and so at 3 weeks she had to have surgery. He said he remembers rubbing her feet because they were blue, because the oxygen wasn't getting down to her feet. So he remembers rubbing them, trying to warm them up because they were cold and blue, and then that was before the surgery, and then she had surgery and all. Well, he puts the picture up there, and it was a picture of her with tubes and just sad. Everybody in the room is crying. We're all just like, oh, because you can all imagine yourself in that situation, a 3-week-old baby. I think it was 3 weeks or 3 months, and then having to hand them over for open heart surgery, like the scar all the way down. It was just, But anyway, so he showed a picture of her, and she had tubes and everything. He said, what do y'all see up there? This is what I think you see. I think you see the tubes. He said, what I see is pink feet. I don't see the tubes. It's my perspective. That story spoke to me so much, and I believe the lesson that we were to get from them people behind us was, and what God showed me this morning is that in life there's always going to be distractions. There's always going to be people trying to distract you and talk in your ear. But last night when he was talking and he was getting in the story and I really wanted to hear it, I actually covered my ear and leaned forward to hear him, and I had to focus on what he was saying, and I blocked out that distraction, and I heard that story, and that story touched me. And what God showed me this morning is there's always going to be distractions. The devil's always going to try to pull us away from what someone is trying to teach us or from what God is trying to teach us. And we just have to block the distractions out because they're not going to go away. That's life. We couldn't move from these people. There was no seats in this whole place. I'm looking around for somewhere to sit. I'm like, I'm not going to fight with them. I'll just move, whatever. There was no seats. So in life, there's always going to be distractions, but the blocking it out and the focusing on what God has for you and what He wants for you will be worth it. That story was so worth it. Driving 4 hours down there, sitting for training for 4 hours, and driving 4 hours back was worth them ladies sitting behind us driving us crazy. from what I heard, from the story that John Eric told us, and that to change our perspective around. And there was other things, of course, that was said that, it was like aha moments, but the distractions were there, and they were in my ear, and we've got to block them out because they're not going away. That's life, and that's the world we live in. So we have to block them. We have to learn to block them and focus on what God has for us and what He wants us to hear. And that's what I feel like what the lesson was. So I want to share that with you guys because I'm sure that you are being distracted and pulled on some things in life right now. And I feel like He just showed me that, and that was what I was supposed to get out of it. That's all. I never know how to end these. I've got to figure out how to end my closet time confessions. Maybe I need like a piece of paper and be like, the end or something. I don't know. Y'all have a good day.